A £27 audio recorder. Can it actually be used? Hi, my name's Ian, and what I thought I'd show today is something a little bit unusual in that this recorder only costs £27. And if you want to go further up to the H1s, the Zoom H1, we're talking about £80. So £27 is significantly less. It's very small and basically is used for the same thing, except that it doesn't have a microphone input. So the only input I've got on here is the microphone that's actually on the unit itself. But the question is can a unit like this be actually used to make films with? For £27, it's a really basic unit. It only offers MP3 and WAV, but there is no input there. So you have to use the microphone on board. But the fact is that you can use this really close to you. So you can improve your audio by basically holding this thing closer to you. It's a little bit noisier than you'd expect, but what I want to do is show what can be done in post to improve that, and to look at whether the audio is actually going to be usable. So really, in order to use one of these, you need to be able to use an audio editor in post in order to reduce noise levels. That way you can get the most out of something like this. The fact is that it does allow you to get the microphone closer to your mouth. So if you go out with, say, an action cam which has awful audio, or you just want to capture something really quickly outdoors without having to set up microphones and whatever, you can literally just place a recorder like this on a table, or just hold it in the shot, or hide it in the shot. It's small enough to be hidden. So we'll see if it can be used. I've set this recorder up in a way that does actually produce a little bit more noise anyway, but basically what I've done is I've turned the noise reduction off. It does have noise reduction, and I've turned that off because I did find that it interferes with the speech a little bit too much. I prefer the clarity and then clean it up later myself. It's an omnidirectional microphone, so in this house I have actually got quite a bit of noise going on. Actually, there's a washing machine going at the moment, but this is the microphone from the front, this is the microphone from the side, this is the microphone from the rear. We're back to the front again, and it's omnidirectional, so it needs to be close to you in order to work. Now the thing is, I've turned the noise reduction off, so we have got a little bit more high noise, somewhere in the region of -40 to -45 dB actually normally. And I've turned it off because later on I'm going to remove it. So this is the sound of the raw audio, and as you can hear, it's quite noisy, and if I leave a gap you can hear the noise. Okay, now the thing is what I want to do is clean it up in post. So what I'm going to do now is clean up the audio and show you what it sounds like afterwards. Now this is the sound of the audio after it's been cleaned. What I've done is I've taken the noise away and just tried to clean the audio up a little bit. So here now is the noise floor. You might have heard the washing machine, I'm not sure. Now just to show how these things can work in practical use, I could hide this in shot. So if I want to put it down here, I've now put the microphone down on my chair. And this is an example of where you could film yourself, say, outdoors, and you're at a table or something, and you just want to get audio close to the person you're filming. Just place the recorder close to them, let them speak, and then worry about it later and clean it up later. Now the fact is that is actually better than using the microphone very often on the camera further away, as long as you know what you're doing in post. So while these microphones aren't really the bee's knees for audio, they're not particularly great, they're useful. They are very useful. You can place this in your pocket, just bring it out when you need it, and then worry about the results in post and clean it up later. It is possible to do it, so these units are actually really quite handy, especially if you're using something like an action cam which has really bad audio. This is actually an improvement on those. And to be honest, when you're out and about, it can be useful to just pull out this tiny little recorder, get the audio onto it, and it works fine. Of course, if you want to spend a little bit more money, £80, and get yourself something like a Zoom H1, that's going to do the same job as well. So Just depends what your budget is. But for a beginner, it's a start, and you really do start to learn about how to improve your audio. If you've got a bit of a rough first take, you soon learn how to clean that up. Cheers for now.